Good evening, everybody. So, you guys are going to get a chance to actually see my face in a very extended version of a video. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and wish everybody a happy Christmas. I hope everyone had a very pleasant Christmas. Everyone was safe and sound, and I definitely pray that everyone's still safe and sound. Please continue to wear your masks, all right? So this video that I'm doing tonight, it is late. I'm doing a late video tonight. Is in honor of Sidney and Tori, particularly you, Sidney, because from what I understand, you're going to be on hiatus for a little bit. You guys are in the process of selling a house and getting it prepped for sale. So you're not going to be doing a lot of gardening, and I can't imagine how painful that must be for you. So, because I love you guys tremendously, I really do. I think you guys are fantastic. This video is an honor for you, which is why I'm showing my lovely mug for you guys. Yeah. All right, so you guys have all been warned. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grow you some zinnias, Sydney, because I hear that that is your favorite flower. Now, I ordered some peppermint stick zinnias, and unfortunately I've placed them somewhere and I'm not able to find them. However, do not fret, because I've done this. I still have got zinnias. I've got some left. Yes, isn't that fantastic? So I'm going to grow you some special zinnias. Now, for anybody who is a gardener, as Sidney and Tori, you already know this, zinnias are annuals. And it is best to really sow your zinnias in spring after the frost. Make sure the frost is over and you can start sowing them then because they do well in warm weather and they're annuals. And once they bloom, you can have blooms all spring and summer long. They're fantastic pollinator attractors. And from what you've mentioned, Sydney, I believe they attract a particular butterfly. Is that right? Please comment below, Sydney. Remind me of that butterfly, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sow them now. Now remember, these are a warm, loving flower. They love the warmth. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sow these, and I'm going to start them in these 3-inch containers, of which I put in a sink, by the way, because this is a special growing, mind you. Sow them in this. And there's a little trick I learned, by the way, on how to cover the bottom of these containers when you're sowing, starting to sow seed. And you want to do your seedlings first. And I learned that from another gardener on our YouTube channel. I'll put the link to that in the description below, along with Sidney and Tori's channel as well, guys. Please check out their channel. They're amazing, and they are so much fun, especially on their live feeds. I love it. They are absolutely cheeky. I love it. So I've sanitized these, and what I did is I prepped some grow medium, and I do my own compost. All right, and so what I decided to do is I went ahead and took my compost, added a few more amendments to them, and I'll show you those amendments in a moment. And I took some peat moss and mixed it all together with the amendments and added some water to it. And the water that I'm using on this complete growing I'm doing, this special growing, is going to be purified water or distilled water. I don't want to use tap water. Now, not to impugn tap water too much, because you know water is water and plants love water. But tap water has a tendency to have chlorine and fluoride in it. And so I've already started 2 of them right there. Each one has about 4 seeds, but we're going to go ahead and do 1 for the video, so that way you can see exactly how I've done this. All right. So as far as lining the bottom of these containers like that, I'm using these they're beverage trays that you can get at your local coffee shop, and this is what they look like. I've already, as you can see, tore some off. And these are biodegradable, and they're extremely water soluble. And I say that for a point, because when you're getting ready to line this, you're going to want it to be pliable, and it's kind of firm right now. So I've got myself a nice bowl of H2O, some water right there. Look at that, big bowl of water right there, and you just give it a soaking. I'm going to soak a little piece of it right there, and then pop it right in and just line the holes up. Just cover them up with it. and you're all set to go on that. And that's what it looks like. And I'll put a little bit more in there right now. Do another piece really quick. Give it nice soaking in there. There we go. See, now that looks a lot proper. That's properly done. I'm gonna give it a little bit more now because I could use a little bit more lining. I'm gonna pan the camera over so you guys can see. And I don't know if you've noticed, I'm not holding my phone. Hands are free. And the reason that being is because I got myself a tripod slash selfie stick. It's so awkward for me to say selfie stick because I don't know, it's just awkward for me to say selfie stick. But and I do not take selfies, as a lot of you know. I do not like to show my face on camera. I'd rather you see what I'm actually doing, not see so much of me. But this is because of you, Sidney and Tori. I'm doing that. And it's Sidney and Tori. I love these guys so much. You guys really need to follow their channel. They are in the birth of starting so many new adventures in the area of organic gardening. They're looking to do their own homesteading soon. It's just, they're very inspirational, and they're just motivating me to even bring this further and to turn where I live, because I live in a suburban area in a neighborhood. So I'm starting to treat my house where I live as if it's already a homestead. And that's the point. That's what I'm going to do. If any of you have watched any of my other videos, you'll get an idea of how big my backyard truly is. So what I want to do is continue on, and this will be kind of a long video. So for those of you sticking around for the entire video, I truly appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up. You have no idea when you hit that thumbs up button, and also subscribe. It helps the channel out tremendously. It also helps out the cat troop. And those of you who've been following along, you know the cat troop, all right? Don't know if you can hear Wham on the outside of this door here. We're in the grow room. She really wants me outside. And she wants to get back into the bedroom and hang out in there, but I'm busy doing some business. So let me pan this over and show you what I've done. I'm going to show you the amendments I've added to this grow medium. Now, when you're using peat moss, you don't really need to add any other amendments to them. Although you can add perlite or vermiculite just to help retain the moisture, create some more airflow through the grow medium. But I decided to do that because it's done very well for me, and I like that. So I've got myself some peat moss here. Look at that. It's not just peat moss though. I have my own compost that I mixed in with this. And as you can see right here, these are the other amendments I added. We've got some, right here, some blood meal and bone meal. I've got myself some biofish. This stuff is amazing. And whenever I use a particular fertilizer or amendment, I do everything in my power to make sure it's organic and it has no added chemicals and nasties in it, because I don't want that in my flowers nor my food. So make sure you can find that stamp on it all the time, or definitely read the labels and make sure it's a clean amendment or fertilizer, okay? Especially if you're going organic. So there we go. I'll be sure to put the link of all these items in the description below, so that way you guys can take a look at them and do some research on them. On that biofish, I definitely encourage you to get though. Fantastic stuff. So what I'm going to do is this right here. Put some right there. Does not take long. Just pack it in. And as you can see, I've added some water to it already. See that? And it boils right up like that, which means it's retaining a lot of moisture. So you guys don't have to add a lot. You don't want it dripping with H2O. You want it just enough to get firm. And if you do put some in it, and it does drip, just a couple of drops should escape it. And that should happen also with your compost as well. Once it's properly broken down, you process it out, get all those other bits and bobs out of it, and things are looking proper there. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Look at that. Isn't that great? I love it. Okay, and then what you're going to do is grab your seed, and whenever you have seeds, guys, you kind of want to sow them 3 times the depth of the length of the seed, unless it's a really tiny seed, you know, like the seeds you get with your greens and whatnot. Those type of seeds, the ones that are very small, you can just kind of sprinkle across right on top of the soil, and then just put a thin layer on it and just keep it moist. And those should sprout and take root straight away. But with the larger seeds, make sure that you are definitely planting them about 3 times the width of the seed. And then that way they can properly go right down into the soil and create a proper root system. And so I'm going to go ahead and make sure I do not, where did I put that one? Here we go. Let's move this up and see. Make sure I'm not planting into the same ones again, which isn't too much of a bother. I mean, it's all right. You kind of always want to plant more than one seed when sowing seed on whatever it is you happen to want to grow, just to make sure there's germination and that you get something that actually sprouts up and does well. So I'm going to grab my zinnia seeds, and I've already sown 2 of these already. These are going to stay indoors because I am sowing these early. And so they're going to get some babying going on. The elements will not get to them because it's far too early to be sowing zinnias outdoors right now. It's too cold. And so these are going to get the proper treatment indoors. And if you've been following along on one of the playlists I've been doing, it's the phlox flowers I'm growing for the Arengos, the late Arengos, the late Officer Alexander Arengo and his mom Carmen Arengo. Follow that playlist and definitely take a look at the phlox. You'll see what happens when I baby a flower and I'm doing something in honor of somebody, such as you, Sidney. You, Sidney. All right. And Tori, I'm not playing favorites, I promise. So I'm going to pop these in there like so. I'm going to pan the camera over so you can see that they're actually in the soil, grow medium, if you will. Anything that you plant, sowing a seed in is your grow medium. So check this out. Let me pan that down a little bit. There they are. See that? You see that? Fantastic. So all I'm going to do now is just layer up another, a little bit more soil on top, like this. And this stuff is really nice and moist. I did a really good job. When adding these other amendments, guys, be careful. I think I mentioned, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but on the bone meal and on the blood meal, I believe you want to not be too heavy-handed on it. And if you've got a large container, you need to add an extra amount. But it does produce nitrogen, and nitrogen does produce heat, and too much of that will burn the roots or the little sprouts that form. You won't get a plant that will grow well. Or grow at all at that by that matter. So don't add too much of that. But however, on that biofish, it won't burn your plants. It's great stuff. I've been using it as a fertilizer for the greens I'm growing out in the garden out there. And we're going to do an update on that one. You'll see that. And when these sprout, they will stay indoors. But when you sow zinnias outdoors, they are great pollinators. They attract great pollinators. And if I remember, Sidney, there's a particular butterfly you said that it attracts. If you would, comment below and let me know what that butterfly is. I want to know. But these are going to be looking fantastic. And zinnias let off a fantastic aroma. So this grow room is going to be smelling absolutely divine. Really lovely. This is a very long video with my face in it. I'm going to pan this up a little bit more then. Look at that. It's really nice having my hands free and being able to use both of these limbs with all the increments attached. So this is nice. So now we've got 3 of these. I'm going to sew another one. Now, I kind of feel a little bit bad because I feel like I am playing a little bit of favorites with you, Sidney. So Tori, I'm going to grow or sow here really quickly. We're going to do this fast because we're going on to about 15 minutes now. Sidney and Tori have been really informative on how to limit my durations on my videos. They're the ones that encouraged me to speak more on my videos because I didn't say much. And then they also encouraged me to show my face. So I'm showing my face a lot right now, guys. So you get to see it. Warned you. Okay. So Tori, this is what I'm going to do for you, so you can see that I'm not playing favorites. We're going to sow some pansies, and pansies are fantastic flowers to grow during the cold season. They're very cold tolerant, from when I remember my research, and they do well in pots, just like zinnias will. And I'm also going to sow some of these right here. Let me make sure I don't spill them out. A little bit of English daisies. My grandmom used to have these in her garden, and you can sow these in like August and October. You can even do it in September and April as well. But these will be grown indoors, so they're going to do rather well. And I'm going to pan the camera over here right now so you can see what the grow rack looks like. Now, you're going to see it right now. It's kind of in disarray, but that's going to change tomorrow. And when we do a follow-up on these flowers, you're going to see what the grow rack looks like. I want to show you this too. Look at that. See that? Did I got it on camera? I don't know if I got that on camera. And I do apologize about the volume. I don't understand why. I think maybe the tripod / selfie stick is covering the mic up a little bit. So those of you that have got a proper speaker system that can turn it up a little bit, or good ear pods, as they say, ear pods, crank up the volume a little bit, all right? But look at this. That is the grow rack, and that's what they're going to go under that one right there. See? And I've got a bottom shelf too as well, right there. And what's nice is when these bloom, or not bloom, excuse me, when they start to sprout and they need to be transplanted, look at that, Sydney. It's going to go in that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the whole thing to you. That's right. And when yours sprout as well, Tori, I got one for you. And just so you don't see I was using the same one, I've got two of them. Look at that. So that's what we're going to do. And so I guess I can end this right here, right now. But I wanted to show you exactly how I'm sowing these for Sydney. But that's how I usually sow a lot of my seeds that I start indoors anyway. So this is kind of a twofer right here on this video. Everyone, please, again, like and subscribe. I'll put a link in the description below to Sidney and Tori's gardening channel. And I'm also going to put a link in the description below to the gardening channel who gave me the idea of how to line the bottom of these containers when you're starting to sow seeds, so that way you don't lose the soil or the grow medium out to the bottom of it. And forgive me, I forgot the name of that grow channel, of that gardening channel. It's a little embarrassing, but it'd be even more embarrassing if I couldn't find it. Her name is Masala. And Masala, you are lovely and absolutely charming. I love your channel as well. Guys, please be kind to one another. Be compassionate and be caring, all right? A little bit of understanding. Let us as a species stop this whole warring thing. It's old already, and we can do way better than that. We're allegedly the most intelligent species on the planet. I think we need to finally end this whole beating each other up thing, don't you? In closing, one more thing. I am still doing a clothing drive. I am looking for 4 individuals, at least 4 individuals, those who are my subscribers and the new to come. Please, definitely let me know any clothing that you may have, okay, that you are trying to get rid of. Jackets, blankets, towels, shoes, obviously no socks and undies. Let's not do that, all right? You can always reach out to me at Starbucks in Forest Hill. I'll be sure to put that in the description below as well, the number to it and the location. The first 4 to give me their clothing, show up at that store, gets a pound of coffee for free on me. The first one, okay, the first one. The first 4 get shout outs, okay? So the first one to show up and bring as many clothing as much as possible, because I can't stand the thought of people going cold. Definitely not going hungry, as you can very well figure that one out. It's going to a great organization called Beautiful Feet Ministries, all right? And the goal is to be giving them some clothing every week, guys. The heartwarming feeling that we have during this time of year does not have to end after Christmas. It can continue on. And when you do things like that, when you help out individuals who just need that hand up, not necessarily a hand out, but that hand up, you're touching lives and you're changing lives, and you're also restoring the faith in humanity for them. All right? The clothing that you bring can be clothing set up for an interview for them to get a proper job could definitely brighten their day and raise their self-esteem. And I really will like society and the community to know that there are those out there who still care. Remember, you're going to get a proper shout out. Again, guys, be safe, be happy, be healthy. Like and subscribe. God bless.